Welcome to the trap, a maze where your power drops 15% yearly. More income doesn't mean security, it's just a bigger debt grid. Money should move at light speed. But today, it's stuck in a web of friction. High income? It's no longer security. Huge income, yet perpetually broke. Rent and insurance eat everything, leaving your savings at zero. Working twice as hard just to stay stuck. $17 tons debt hides behind this skyline. Higher income isn't well-being when savings hit 3%. The bigger the paycheck, the deeper the crack. A $1,200 deficit. 45% lost to luxury. Security isn't about what you earn, it's about what you keep. Time to cut the leaks. Working individuals face extreme stress. With a $1,200 deficit and 18% interest, economic pressures turn income into a debt trap. Taxes substantially reduce your $8,500 salary. You're left with just $4,800 of take-home pay that barely covers the basics. Wait a second. Before we continue this $8M journey, stop right here and hit that like and subscribe button. And don't forget, comment profit below. If you're locked in for this $13,200 passive, childcare expenses are a major burden. At $2,400 a month, they eat 35% of your income, leaving working parents stretched thin. The exhaustion tax is brutal. A $6,200 burn rate, $2,800 mortgage, and $450 car loan, plus a 12% utility surge. It's a suburban trap. Look at these numbers. A $6,200 monthly burn rate, driven by a $2,800 mortgage, a $450 car loan, and a constant 12% utility surge. In 1970, a single income could often sufficiently support a family's needs. A home cost $25,000, and life felt secure. It was an era of true peace. Currently, dual incomes are required to afford an average house. With a negative 2% savings rate and debt interest hitting 22%, one income isn't enough to survive this cold, modern reality. This shift indicates a growing disparity between income and housing costs. From $25,000 in 1970 to over $450,000 in 2026, the gap has become a mountain that one income simply cannot climb. Financial institutions may disproportionately benefit from this economic shift. With interest hitting 22% and corporate profits up 15%, these giants thrive while families are left behind. Financial institutions may disproportionately benefit from this shift, but for families like Kiven's, the 22% interest and $2,800 rent are a crushing burden that leads to total despair. Financial institutions may benefit from the current shift, but the one-income foundation was built on a different reality, where a $25,000 home and a 10% savings rate were actually achievable. The core principle involves structuring fixed costs to be fully covered by a single income. Even with 22% interest and $2,800 housing, this strategy ensures stability when the second income is lost. Fixed costs are recurring expenses like rent and loans. For Kiven and Sarah, managing these $950 car payments and $450 premiums is the key to their long-term stability. By ensuring one salary handles all fixed costs, like their $1,950 budget, the second income flows freely for other purposes. It's a strategy that turns heavy burdens into total freedom. This freed-up income can be allocated towards savings, investments, or discretionary spending. For Kiven and Sarah, this $950 surplus is no longer just money. It is their ticket to freedom. This strategy provides a foundation for financial independence and allows for greater control over resources. For Kiven and Sarah, the road ahead is now clear, secure, and full of promise. The focus is on visually demonstrating the reduction of fixed costs. For Kiven, clearing this $850 clutter isn't just about organization. It's about creating space for financial freedom. The process involves identifying unnecessary expenses. For Kiven, scrutinizing these $150 subscriptions and hidden fees is the only way to ensure every dollar serves a greater purpose. Examples of unnecessary expenses include car payments. By selling this luxury, Kiven eliminates a $650 monthly burden, proving that practical choices lead to long-term financial freedom. The goal is to align with the One Income Foundation strategy. By covering 100% of base expenses, Kiven and Sarah achieve a 75% risk reduction. Building a future on solid ground, this approach emphasizes actionable steps toward financial independence. By locking in a 12% ROI and cutting $650 in costs, Kiven and Sarah turn their vision into a proven tactical reality. Housing costs have significantly increased over the decades, with prices jumping from $25,000 to over $420,000. Kiven and Sarah observe how a 45% income-to-rent ratio has become the new norm. The income required to purchase a home has risen dramatically. Kiven and Sarah analyze a 350% affordability gap, where a $6,500 salary today barely matches what $1,500 achieved decades ago. This increase has outpaced wage growth. Kiven and Sarah see a 120% surge in costs, leaving stagnant wages in the dust of history. Relying on two incomes is a single point of failure. A $3,200 monthly deficit can erase years of progress, leaving stability at 0% instantly. Graphs illustrate the disparity across eras. With the price-to-income ratio leaping from 3x to 7.5x, housing has outpaced wages by 150%. This trend highlights growing challenges. With a 450% price surge, homeownership rates for families like Kiven's have plummeted by 12%. Budget shifts are staggering. Kiven notes that while housing took 20% of income in 1970, today it consumes 45%, leaving only 2% for savings. In 1970, prosperity was the norm. Kiven and Sarah observe a massive 40% in disposable income, with a solid 15% rate dedicated to savings. Today, the picture is bleak. Kiven and Sarah see fixed costs devouring 75% of income, leaving a fragile 2% for their entire future savings. The shift is undeniable. With housing costs up 3.5x, Kiven and Sarah calculate a staggering 85% drop in financial freedom since the 1,970 seconds. Childcare is the next barrier. Kiven tracks a 68% cost spike over 10 years, with annual fees climbing from $9,500 to a staggering $16,000. The invoice is a constant weight. At $1,450 a month, daycare expenses now consume $17,400 annually, pushing Kiven's budget to its limit. Activities add another layer of stress. With sports and arts fees totaling $1,200 per season, Kiven sees his financial margin vanishing. The math doesn't add up. Kiven and Sarah face a cumulative $23,300 annual bill, a complex mountain of debt that crushes the modern family. Two incomes aren't enough. Kiven and Sarah see their $110,000 salary vanish, with only 8% left after housing and childcare are paid. Ambition hits a wall. Sarah realizes a $12,000 raise is swallowed by $14,500 in new costs, forcing a sacrifice of her career growth. The dream is shadowed by reality. Kiven and Sarah see 31% of their gross income vanish into taxes, leaving their ideal home out of reach. Hard work, shrinking rewards. Kiven and Sarah watch as nearly 32% of their earnings are sliced away before the money even hits the bank. It never ends. Kiven and Sarah face an extra $10,200 annual hit from payroll taxes alone, a silent burden that shadows their every move, working 60 hours a week for 0% gain. With inflation at 8.5% and real wages down 2.3%, Kiven's maximum effort results in a net loss. The path looks open, but the data reveals a trap. Behind the $150K entry barriers and 12% hidden taxes, their opportunity is an illusion. Convenience has a hidden price. Kiven uncovers $11,760 in annual fees, small, invisible leaks that drain 10% of his family's net income. Efficiency is costing them a fortune. At $18.50 per meal, Kiven pays a 440% premium for time, adding $1,200 a month to their food budget. Memories cost more than ever. Every hour of family time represents a $45 loss in potential income, leaving a fragile $1,420 in savings. Trading life for time. Each $85 transaction costs Kiven 1.8 hours of labor, adding up to a massive $25,200 a year in convenience fees. Control is regained. Kiven targets a $35,000 debt reduction this year, cutting 15% of his liabilities to finally break the cycle, simplifying the struggle. By merging high-interest debt into one 7.2% loan, Kiven wipes out $840 in monthly interest waste instantly, reclaiming the future. Kiven diverts the $840 interest savings directly into an emergency fund, building a $10,080 safety net in 1 year. The cycle is broken. By reclaiming $24,000 a year, Kiven has traded financial anxiety for a $345,000 future and total peace of mind. Strategy replaces struggle. By reclaiming $2,040 every month, Kiven transforms a cycle of debt into a $24,480 annual engine for growth. From defense to offense, Kiven deploys his $2,040 monthly surplus into the market, turning the tide with a projected 6.2% annual return. From risk to resilience, Kiven secures his legacy with a $500,000 bond portfolio, ensuring that his family's future is no longer a gamble. The ultimate pivot. Kiven turns his savings into a $3,200 monthly rental engine, securing $13,200 in annual passive cash flow forever. Success is a habit. By maintaining a 25% savings rate and a $45,000 cash reserve, Kiven ensures his family's security is permanent. The leaks are plugged. By redirecting $2,800 in monthly waste, Kiven has engineered a system where every dollar now flows toward wealth, unshakable in any storm. With $750K in assets and zero debt, Kiven has turned his family's future into a lighthouse of permanent security. True freedom is the power to say no. By refusing $12,400 in new interest costs, Kiven solidifies his 100% independence from the system. Total oversight. With passive income now covering 115% of his expenses, Kiven's capital works 24/7, fueling a future of infinite growth. Beyond money, Kiven's discipline funded a $2 8M retirement and a full scholarship, building a legacy that secures generations to come. A home is only as strong as its base. By building a brick-and-mortar financial foundation, Kiven and Sarah have secured a lifetime of peace. Precision is power. Kiven acts as the architect of his own destiny. Through the handcrafted two-lens, chaos becomes order. The compass is set, the hand is steady, and the legacy is locked. Wealth is engineered, not found. Kiven and Sarah poured a foundation of stone, savings, investments, and security. A permanent fortress for a legacy that never shakes. Discipline stacks. By reallocating $2,040 monthly, Kiven and Sarah transform a $1,420 start into a $2 8M legacy. Math isn't just numbers. It's the stone pillar of their freedom. Wealth grows while you sleep. Kiven and Sarah's $750K seed now yields $13,200 in passive cash flow. Their garden is exponential living proof that strategic roots produce infinite fruits. Security is a silent room. With the one-income foundation locked, Kiven and Sarah have bought back their time. No more panic, just the warmth of a legacy that covers every bill and every dream. The path is no longer a maze, it's a choice. Kiven walks toward a $2 8M legacy with a 0% debt ratio. Freedom isn't an accident, it's a destination reached by those who dare to lead their money. The horizon is wide when your foundation is deep. Kiven and Sarah didn't just survive the system, they built a skyline, a $2 8M legacy, standing tall, vibrant, and active for generations to come. Control is a click away. By locking in $2,040 monthly and a 45% efficiency rate, Kiven hits the $2 8M mark. He isn't just watching a trend, he is executing a legacy with mathematical precision. One stream, $13,200 in peace. Kiven and Sarah hit a $2 8M legacy with 0% debt and a 45% savings rate. The base is set, the income is secure, and their home is now a fortress of absolute freedom. The view is clear at the top. With a $2 8M net worth and $13,200 flowing monthly, Kiven is no longer part of the machine, he owns it. Independence isn't a dream, it's a destination reached by design. Your blueprint is ready. Join the movement to unlock the $13,200 monthly strategy and build your $2 8M legacy. The cursor is waiting. Take the first step toward your financial independence today. You don't build a $2 8M legacy alone. Kiven and Sarah joined a community of architects where support is standard. Partnership is the final gear that turns a $13,200 monthly dream into a reality. We've built our $2 8M Fortress. Now it's your turn. Smash that like button and subscribe to join the architects. Comment Legacy below if you're ready to secure your $13,200 Mo Future.